Over 500 landowners in southern Oregon are threatened with eminent domain for a 235-mile pipeline and liquefied natural gas terminal. Oregonians are concerned about the local impacts to their private property, public lands, rivers, and salmon. But beyond the localized threats of this project is a question of national energy policy impacting all Americans. Because the purpose of this pipeline is to capitalize on the domestic fracking boom and export cheap U.S. gas to foreign markets.
This is our home. This is where our kids have grown up. This is where all their life's been. We rope here, we hunt here, we do everything, run cattle here, and that's why it really bothers me that they want to put this pipeline right through the middle of our ranch.
The proposed Pacific Connector pipeline would begin east of Klamath Falls, where the Ruby pipeline brings in gas from fracking fields in the Rockies. The pipeline would then run 235 miles to the proposed Jordan Cove LNG terminal near Coos Bay, creating a clear-cut corridor at least 90 feet wide. The pipeline would cross nearly 150 miles of private land and 80 miles of forested public lands.
Here we have a private company, and I'm a private landowner. So we should be dealing in good faith effort. Two private companies come in arrangement, but they won't come to the table because they know they have eminent domain.
So the Pacific Connector pipeline is going to come within 200 to 300 feet to the north of our home. From where I'm standing on our property to where Bob is down there, that would be about 95 feet. And this is where they will make an industrial wasteland permanently to create the easement necessary for this pipeline route.
You obviously, as a landowner, you don't want that pipeline built on your property. And eminent domain means that the company has the right to use your property for the pipeline, whether you like it or not. Yeah, the pipeline would cross from this rock cropping over here over to our property over on this side. Obviously, this is a very significant undertaking with potential for damage to the river.
The pipeline is proposed to cross the Coos, the Coquille, the Umpqua, the Rogue, and the Klamath rivers, in addition to crossing nearly 400 streams and waterways throughout those watersheds. And that means more sediment in our streams, higher water temperatures, and less fish. Well, in many ways, salmon define this region. They're not just locals are out there fishing, but people travel from far to experience what it's like to go out on the river, either from a boat or stand on a bank and start fly fishing. When folks come here for recreational fishing, they're contributing a lot of money to the local economy. The Rogue River is second only to the Columbia for producing salmon in Oregon, and so we're supporting that commercial fishery out on the coast that is vital to coastal communities and fishermen that are supporting their families.
Well, natural gas in North America is as cheap as it's ever been right now, and natural gas costs in Asia and Europe are significantly higher, 3 to 4 times in a lot of cases. Now, if we have an export terminal or multiple export terminals, we're going to see some sort of price equalization between our gas, which is very, very cheap, and global markets, which are considerably more expensive. It's easy to see why these international companies want to break into markets outside of the U.S. They can command a much higher price for their gas. Now, what that would also mean for U.S. consumers is that our prices would begin to climb between 3 to 6% a year for the average household, and short-term spikes could be anywhere from 30 to 60%. We're in a tough economy right now, and any increase in energy inputs for businesses in the U.S. and Canada is going to make them less competitive in relation to foreign markets, and it could very well result in an export of jobs from here where energy is cheap to other places where energy will become cheaper in the near future.
Our industry will leave this country, go somewhere else, because they can't compete. So if they can't buy cheap natural gas, they will go someplace where they can get cheap labor. So I think every person in the United States that owns a home, rents a home, shops in a grocery store, drives a car, should be against this for the simple reason, no matter what you buy, what you consume in this country, the natural gas prices go up, everything you buy goes up.
The proposed pipeline and terminal are far from a done deal. Together, we can defend and protect our Southern Oregon communities and our national energy future. Go to our website to take action and join this diverse movement today.